Peace and blessings. Welcome to my channel. My name is Taj Yutsi and I am a certified financial coach. I am also the founder of True Financial Coaching, where our mission here is to educate, enlighten, and equip individuals with the financial literacy that is necessary to get off of the rat wheel. What is the rat wheel? The rat wheel is when one is constantly financing things that go down in value for them, but up in value for the banks at the same time. It's not until when one wakes up and realizes that financing these depreciated objects is what's keeping the wheel in motion, then they can get off of the rat wheel. How do they do that? Stop financing depreciating objects, invest in themselves by getting out of debt, creating a budget, creating a plan, so that they become free to do what they want, when they want, instead of having to do the things that they don't want. Today, I just wanted to come on and just talk about the price of debt freedom, the price of being free. And the price of being free is real simple. Log into your Credit Karma, go to debt, click on accounts, and it'll show you that large negative number. That large negative number is your price of freedom. So if that large negative number says 61,000 or 120,000 or 400,000, whatever that number is, that's the price of your freedom. And the way to be free, to pay off your debt, then you can begin to build wealth. And what I noticed in some people, that if you're not all in being free, to become free, then you're going to die a slave. You're going to die a slave to debt. Somebody say, I ain't no slave, I'm free. Okay? If you have to go into work, if you have to, not that you choose to, or you want to, or you have the option to not go in, but you have to go in to a job that you hate because you have to keep up with payments, then you're not free. You're not free. Because when you have debt, as I said before, when you have debt, that debt keeps you tied to the banks, because that's who you have to pay your make payments to. It keeps you tied to that depreciating object, whether it's a car or a cell phone, and it keeps you tied to that job, because you need that job to pay the banks for that depreciating object. So therefore, that makes you an indentured servant, because an indentured servant is one that was tied to someone for a period of time to pay off a debt. So when one has debt, that keeps them in bondage. And like I said, the price of that freedom, the price of freedom is that large negative number on your Credit Karma. Don't even worry about the credit score. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, because the credit score is just an indicator of how well you pay back your debt, or as I like to call it, an I love debt score. That's what the credit score is. Credit score is simply a tool. That's all it is. It's a tool. When I need it, I pull it out. When I don't need it, it just sits, just like a hammer, just like a screwdriver, just like a lawnmower, right? I don't need those objects all the time. When I have use of those objects, I need to cut my grass and I'll pull out the lawnmower. I need to bang a nail in to hang up a picture. I pull out the hammer. I'm not worshiping a hammer. I'm not worshiping a lawnmower. I'm not constantly checking to make sure the lawnmower is there. No, when I need it, I pull it out, cut the grass, put it away. That's what a credit score is, just a tool. But people they worship the credit score. So they constantly got to check it every hour. They check your credit score, checking it all the time. Why? It's just a tool. The same way we don't get all bent out of shape and all hyped up about a hammer. Same thing with a credit score. When you need it, pull it out. If I don't need it, just let it sit there. But when you on the rat wheel and you're constantly financing things, you always checking the credit score and you're worshiping your credit score, and you programmed to believe that, I need a good credit score. And I'm not saying, don't take care of your what you need to take care of to maintain a credit score. But again, a credit score is just a tool. You want to go finance a house, get a mortgage, then okay, you have to have a good credit score, a certain credit score to get that conventional loan. You want to maybe something like whatever it could be, business debt, right? You want to go and get business, and you might need a business card or something, because as I say, business debt and personal debt is two different things. But a lot of times banks will look at how you handle the business of you first before they decide, okay, we'll invest in your business. So in that case, okay, keep my credit score. You need it for that purpose, fine. But when you've been programmed to believe that I need credit to buy a phone or to finance a phone, then again, that's what keeps that rat wheel in motion. The price of that freedom is that credit karma. That credit karma, when you log into there and you see that negative number, and they won't put it up there as a negative number. They just say, whatever, $80,000 debt. Make that large black number, make it red with a big negative sign next to it. And then you look at that thing differently. But that's the price of your freedom. And in order to attain that freedom, you got to be all in. You got to be all in. And there's several individuals that I've been working with that reached out to me, had consultations. We looked over their information and helped them out. And these individuals, I can tell just by talking with them that they all in. And several of them have done the steps that we work together in establishing and creating to help them get to that point of being free. And again, as I said before, it's not a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. It's something that's going to take time, depending upon, your income and how much debt you have, and your monthly expenses. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, because we didn't get in the situation that we're in with the debt overnight. It happened over years. So it's going to take time to get out of it. But you have to have the mindset where I'm all in. And there have been individuals that they reached out to me. We sat down, we talked, and just in the conversation, I can tell, okay, they ready. They ready. And it's been demonstrated in them applying the information and taking the steps that were necessary to start slowing down that wheel, And I can see many of the ones that I've helped they're gonna they're gonna be off that wheel. It's gonna take time, but they're gonna be off that wheel because I know that they all in. They all in. They got tired of their situation. They got tired of, living paycheck to paycheck and getting tired of being, burdened down by debt. That they all in, and they doing the things. They letting go of certain things that was keeping them on that rat wheel, constantly moving. They begin to let go of those things. And that's the thing, a lot of times people get attached to material objects, get attached to cars, and get attached to bad mortgages, get attached to certain things, these things that depreciate, that stunt your income, is cutting into your income, which is your greatest wealth building tool. Your greatest wealth building tool is your income. But if my income is being cut in half by a car payment, then how can I build wealth? How can I build wealth if my car payment is 50% of my income, my take-home pay? How can I build wealth if my mortgage is 50% of my take-home pay? How can I build wealth? And then I'm wondering why my account is negative before the weekend's over. Got paid on Friday, and my checking account is negative on Sunday night after I done took care of everything. I don't have any money. Why is that? Why is that? Because we get attached to these depreciating objects. And as I say, a car is a depreciating object. It depreciates, and some people say the car depreciates as soon as you drive off the lot. Man, it's sooner than that. As soon as you sign that paperwork for that 72-month finance, 84-month finance, as soon as you sign that paperwork, as soon as you step foot in the lot and say, I want to finance a vehicle, the price done went down for you. It done depreciated for you. But at the same time, it appreciated for the banks. Why? Because again, you done agree, you done opened your mouth to say, I'm willing to pay more for this vehicle than what the sticker price says. And this is what I'm talking about the program. The program. The program is to make you believe that we need to finance everything. You got to finance everything. Finance cars, finance cell phones, finance shoes, finance electronics, you name it. Finance groceries. You financing bread and milk. Somebody say, how am I financing bread and milk? Easy. When you go to the supermarket and you swipe that credit card and you don't pay that credit card off by the end of the month, you done finance your groceries. And that's the program. And this is what I'm saying, how one has to be all in to escape the rat wheel, to get off the rat wheel. You got to be all in. You got to make up in your mindset that I have to change these bad habits that I have developed over the years. I have to change these bad habits that I've developed over the years where I'm not putting myself in the same boat that I was been in all this time. And many people, they know they need to change. They know they need to change. They know they need to change. But because individuals haven't been educated, or they get bad information, they get bad financial information, then they find themselves and 3 months later still struggling. And that's the thing, one man said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over again but expecting different results. That's insanity, to keep doing the same thing year in and year out with your finances and think something's going to different happen. That's insanity. And like I said, many people aren't willing to make that sacrifice that it takes, because I'm telling you, if you want to be free, it's a lot of sacrifice involved. It's a lot of sacrifice, and people aren't willing to make that sacrifice. Like I said, there's individuals that I've worked with, several individuals that I worked with that reached out to me. We sat down, we talked. I told them, look, you might want to consider cutting that out. Might want to consider doing this with that. And, it was difficult at first, difficult for them. I can see it. They talking to me, they saying things, but okay, you the boss. I'm just here to give people advice, But when they really thought it over, they said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. Okay, here's the steps. 1, 2, 3, ABC. They did it, and it was difficult. I can tell it was difficult. Because, again, many have this attachment to objects, because not just they have an attachment to the objects, but many are too concerned about what others around them are going to say or what they're thinking. And here, the ones that you worried about, concerned about what they're thinking and what they're saying, they in the same boat. They got the large negative number in their Credit Karma, probably larger than yours. And you concerned about what they thinking. Don't worry about that. And the ones that have, I met with and worked with, and they made that sacrifice and let go of certain things, they would come back to me, say thank you. They would say thank you. Get emails saying thank you. I did this. Thank you. Freed up X amount of dollars now to begin to pay down debt, begin to save. It's beautiful. And this is what I'm saying. You got to be all in. And I'm telling you, when you make up in your mind that, okay, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to say this, and I said it before, even if you don't come to me and schedule consultations and, go through coaching sessions, if you just watch the videos and look at some of the videos that I've talked about how to do things, how to create a budget, the steps, debt snowball. You do your own research. You can do it on your own. I'm just here, to fine tune the process. So, for example, I had a client reach out. He scheduled an appointment, and we scheduled a consultation. And when he came on, we talked to him, and he itemized, got some background, and he said he was already budgeting. He had used the video I did about the Every Dollar app. He started applying it. He had money in his savings. He had started the debt snowball. He was already in motion. And when he said, I said, well, you're doing good. You don't even really need me. And he said, no, I just needed make sure about some things and get some more advice. And as we went more in depth with him, I told him, look, you can do this, do that, and that kind of set him on track. So, like I was saying, he already had the mindset that I'm all in, and it's those type of individuals that I already know in 3 to 5 years time, they're gonna be free. They're gonna be free, and in some cases, it might be sooner than that, because they don't have, some of them don't have a lot of debt. They just need someone to help them to organize everything and get them started, get that plan started. And that's what I do. That's what I help people with. Before you can, as I said this before you can invest in the stock market, before you can invest in real estate, before you can invest in anything outside of yourself, you must first invest in yourself. You must first invest in yourself. And this is why I say true financial coaching, my slogan, my motto is invest in yourself. Because I cannot expect something outside of myself to get me to where I want to go. No, first it starts within you. It starts within you. You must first invest in yourself. Well, how did you do that? The way you do that is look at your bank statements, look and see where you overspending at for the last 3 months. From there, you cut out certain things, create your budget, stick with it, save up your starter emergency fund, organize your debts from smallest to greatest, attack the debt after you get your starter emergency fund, and then you'll see the progress, you'll see the results, and it'll take time, and it's going to be little by little. Then eventually, after time, it just becomes a part of you. Why? Because you went all in. You went all in. You stuck with it. You're consistent, disciplined. You go all in. Sorry about that little spider. Where'd that come from? I don't even know, but yeah. but my whole point is, you can't expect different results and you're still doing the same thing. You can't. It doesn't work like that. And you have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to sacrifice. And the thing about it is, the sacrifice may be a couple of years, 3 years, 2, 3, however long. Everyone may be different. But that time, as I was talking to one of my clients recently, and she was saying the same thing. She said, that time is going to go by anyway. It's going to go by anyway. So why not do what it takes during that time? That way, for the rest of my life, however many years God allows me to live, if he permits me to live during that time, longer than that time that I have to sacrifice, at least I don't have to worry about that anymore. At least I don't have to worry about that anymore. Why? Because I put in that I went all in for that short period of time to enjoy the fruits of my labor for however long God allows me to. But it's worth it. It's worth it. And I don't think many people realize that when you have no debt, and I'm not saying that it just stops there by paying off your debt. No, you want to, after you do that, then you can begin to save more, build that emergency fund up, and then invest in other things outside of yourself. But I don't think people realize how having no debt, it frees up so much. Where now I can use my greatest wealth building tool, my job, my income, to do other things. Having no debt now gives me options. Where now, if there's a job that I hate being there, now I don't have to worry about, well, I gotta go in to pay this car note. I gotta go in to keep making payments on the iPhone or whatever, the Android, whatever your flavor is in phones. But it doesn't matter. That freedom, being free from debt, it gives you options. It gives you options. I got a good friend, childhood friend, good friend, and he been with me on this whole journey. He followed my whole journey from the time I started. We've known each other for years, since teenagers. But one thing I admire about him is that he worked different jobs, not because he had to, but he chose to. But it got to the point, one of the jobs, a couple of the jobs, they just like, your people talk to you think they could talk to you any type of way. And a lot of times people take that because they need the job. But a good friend of mine, he never been the type where he needed a job because he was always, had money saved and things of that nature. But he got to a point where the job he was working on, the lady tried to talk smack to him and saying, you got to do this, you got to do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, with the time that his time. So he said, oh, you know what? All right, I'm done. Just like that. No 2 weeks notice, none of that. I'm done. Not many people are able to do that. Some people may say, well, I gotta tolerate, I got bills to pay. Okay, I get it. But wouldn't it be a good feeling to be able to say, you know what, I don't need to take this no more. I don't need to take this from you no more. Here's my notice. If you choose to give a notice. Like, he didn't give a notice, but I always questioned that. Like, why you gotta give 2 weeks notice? Why you gotta give 2 weeks notice? They don't gotta give us 2 weeks notice when they decide to fire you. Ain't no 2 weeks notice there. Why I gotta give you 2 weeks notice? But this is the type of stuff I'm saying. Like, we accept things from employers. We accept things from the supervisors because many cases, not all, but a lot of cases, because you have to. You have to. Because of payments. I get it. You got a mortgage, you got family, you got to do what you got to do. But it doesn't have to be like that all the days of your life. It don't have to be like that. Yeah, for a time you got to do things, like, for example, you're trying to work on getting free. You might have to take on a second job. You might have to do little side hustles or whatever. But even with that don't got to be forever. It don't have to be forever. Don't have to be forever. But a lot of people, like you said, we keep doing the same things, expecting different results. If you want to be free, you got to go all in. And you have to sacrifice. You have to be disciplined. This is not something, again, that's going to happen overnight. It's not going to be a get rich quick type of thing. It's going to take time. It's a simple plan, as I often say. It's a simple plan, but it's not easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Simple meaning it's not complex like the media makes it seem, like you gotta do something, invest in this, invest in that, open up this, open up that, put your money here to give it to that person, they can do it for you. No, it's not that complex. It's very simple. Eliminate debt, keep your expenses low, save and invest the difference. Create a budget, organize your finances, keep your expenses low, eliminate debt, save and invest the difference. Simple plan, difficult to execute, because it requires, again, a lot of sacrifice and discipline. And some people aren't willing to do that. They're not willing. But once you make up in your mind that you're ready, you're willing, it's something that is life-changing. It's life-changing. It's going to change your life. Just being able to get the feedback from the people that have reached out to me and how they stuck with the plan. And it's only still early. They're still in the early stages, but they can see the difference. They can see the difference. They can see the difference. One of the clients that I work with, she was saying how, because she's all in, she got to say no to people about things. No, got to say no to things to people. And that's another thing. You can't be afraid to tell people no. Like, if you're on your journey and you're trying to get your finances in order, you can't be afraid to tell people no. I don't have it. No, I can't go here right now. Not right now. That's not in my budget, And I'm not saying don't go out and do things, treat yourself, but you can't you can't do it all the time, especially if you focused and you locked in and you trying to do what you trying to do. It's like you got to tell people no. I done did that already. I'm trying to do something different. And I'm not saying you don't have fun, put money up for that, but a lot of times, I'm telling you from experience and just talking to people, we overspend on a lot of areas that's unnecessary. Overspend on a lot of areas that's unnecessary. Overspend on items that we don't need. And then you look down 3 years later, 2-3 years later, it's like, man, why did I even get that? Even shorter than that in some cases. But yeah, this video, I just wanted to come on and just, share my thoughts. Something I was thinking about like how we really got to go all in for this if you want to experience the freedom. Like I said, the price of the freedom is that large negative number on that Credit Karma. Don't worry about the credit score. Nope. What does that credit report say? Because the credit report gives you the list of all the people that has a share in the business of you. And that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying about investing in yourself. People want to buy shares of Amazon and Apple and Tesla, but these companies have shares in you, in your business. When you look at your credit report, you see all these companies that have shares in the business of you. And that's something we don't look at it like that. They want you to focus on the credit score. Forget the credit report. Now, my credit score is this. Well, what about your credit report? What does that say? Because again, that tells you all the companies that have a share in the business of you. People think they getting investing in companies, I got shares of stocks in Ford and Amazon and this, that, and the other. It's the other way around. They got shares in you. They got shares in the business of you. People don't see it like that. That's the program. That's the program. And one has to change their mind shift, have to have a shift in mindset. Got to have that shift in their mindset, because otherwise they're going to be looking for something outside of themselves to get them to where they want to go. And like I said before, the answer is within you. You are the answer to getting to where you want to be at. You're the answer. What do you mean you're the answer? By investing in myself, doing the steps that's necessary to get me to that point where I'm working at a job because I want to, not because I have to. I'm not against jobs. I'm not against a job. Nope. And I don't want people to misinterpret that. Oh, he job shaming. Nope. No, I'm not. I just feel as though you shouldn't have to work at a place that you hate. That's all I'm saying. If you love your job, you love going in every morning, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, because I know what that's like. I know what that's like. And like I said, I experienced teaching 25 years, and I know what that's like. I loved going in. But I have gotten to the point where now I'm not happy with giving 8, 9 hours of my day, and there's more 7, 8 hours in the building, but commute is longer. People don't take into account of that, but giving that amount of time to a job where people dictate the time in my life, I'm no longer want that in my life. Now I'm not knocking it, but for me, that's what I don't want in my life. And if you that type of person that don't want that in your life, but you have it, and you have to have it, then like I said, you're a slave. You're a slave because you have to do that. And I'm not saying slave with kuta kinte. I'm not talking about that. No, I'm talking about mindset. I'm talking about being tied to debt, being tied to the bank, being tied to the depreciating object, what keeps you tied to the job. And if you want to be free, like I said, you got to go all in. Again, thank you for your support. I will start going live, God willing, maybe the first Saturday in February, I believe. I gotta look at the calendar, but I'm going to go live Saturdays. Thanks to one of my brothers, Devin Trent. He helped me out, gave me an idea what to do, how to go live. Because I tried to go live before. I don't know what happened. But yeah, when I tried to go live before, I thought I was doing it right, but it didn't come up till like the next day. That was strange. I don't understand, but I'm learning. But thank you to Devin Trent, and he has a YouTube channel, and I'll put a link in the description box. Just check his channel out. Devin, my guy, man. That's another brother, he's in the church that I go to, photography. But that's another brother that I've always, and I told him this already, I've admired him. Got a lot of respect for him, because ever since I've known Devin, he shared his story, but he used to work for Firestone, but, he was always trying to do his own thing. Always trying to do his own thing, and he stuck with it. He went all in with the photography. I remember when he first got started with the photography. And he went all in. He did a couple of YouTube channels, and that's the thing. Like, this couple of his first channels, wasn't doing, it was just small, but he stuck with it. He was all in. Went another route with channels. Kept doing it, So he had several channels. And then one of the channels He started FedEx guy 88. That blew up. And when he first started, I told him that channel gonna blow up. That's the one. I told him when they first started, I said that's the one, because I already knew, what he was doing, and he had put the work in already. He had put the work in, consistency, and that's what I'm talking about. That consistency in anything in life, you got to be consistent with it. And you may not get the success that you're looking for right away, but when you keep at it, you stick to it. Eventually, it gotta come to fruition. It has to, because you will reap what you sow. If you sow sparingly, you're going to reap sparingly. If you sow bountifully, you're going to reap bountifully. So if you keep sowing and keep putting in the work, keep being consistent, in due time, in due season, you're going to reap what you sowed. And my man Devin, I love Devin, man. That's my guy. So he helped me, gave me some ideas with what to do with going live. So God willing, I'll be doing that February. Thank you for those that gave that input with the voting poll that I had up there. And I'm looking forward to it, just talking, and you can interact with the subscribers, people that come on. You want to share, your stories, or ask questions, personal finance questions only. I'll allow some time for that. Just talk. One of my clients, they ready to come on up. She said she wanted, maybe I'll probably do that. Have reach out to some of my clients, and if they willing to, because like I said, I know personal finance is very sensitive. Everybody don't want their business out there like that, but this one client, she said she would like to do that. So yeah, we'll gonna have some fun with it. I'm looking forward to it. Again, thank you always for all your support, for the likes, for subscribing, for commenting, for sharing my videos. I appreciate it. And this has been a year since I've been doing this so far, since I've been doing YouTube videos. And it's amazing how fast time flies. I started my first YouTube video at the end of January of 2024. Now we're at the end of January 2025. And like I said, when I first started, I was doing videos like every week. On my sabbatical, doing videos every week, get a few videos there, few views there, few subscribers. But again, just stay consistent. And then eventually had the breakthrough. And that's how it is with anything in life. You just stay consistent, particularly with your finances. Stay consistent, create your budget, save, get out of debt. Just be consistent with it. And I'm telling you, I'm proof. I did it, and I'm still doing it. I still have ways to go on my journey, but the foundation has been laid, and that's what I help people with, laying that foundation. I'm not a stock investment guy. I don't give stock tips. I'm the guy you see before you get into that point. I can help you. I can give you education about it and knowledge about that, but I don't give stock advice, none of that stuff. I can educate you about certain things, but I'm the guy you see to lay the foundation. Because if your foundation is unstable, then that house is going to be unstable. And that's another thing. Folks is worried about the economy because Trump is in office, and the White House. They're worried about the White House and the economy. Don't worry about that. You worry about the economy of you. You worry about your financial house. Don't worry about the economy and the White House. Worry about your economy and your financial house. So if you're ready to get off the rat wheel and start your journey and invest in yourself, then come visit me at truefincoaching.com, set up your consultation, and we can get you started to be able to be free to do the things that you want to do instead of having to do the things that you have to do. Peace and blessings, and thank you for watching.